Hello, friends. It's Miss Bree again. Today, we're going to learn about one of the most helpful farm workers, worms. They turn old food scraps into rich, healthy soil, which, incidentally, helps me grow all the great heirloom produce that I grow. Are you ready? Now, also, I'd like to introduce Wiggles. He's on the left here. That's Wiggles. He's the red wiggler worm. Okay, so he's going to be helping us tell our story today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Miss Bree. I'm an educator, a farmer, an illustrator, a singer, and a proud grammar nerd. Welcome to the farm school. Now, what is vermicomposting? I know that's a long word. So it's vermi, which means worm, and composting, which means recycling. Okay, it's just recycling food scraps instead of plastic. So, vermicomposting is composting with worms. Worms eat our leftover food and turn it into something amazing for plants. Now, let's meet the worms that are best for composting. Now, the best worms for composting are called red wigglers, like Wiggles here. Now, you can use regular earthworms as well. They will compost as well, but they're just not quite as efficient as the red wigglers, right? The earthworms are great in your garden because they like to be free range and out and about and kind of doing their own little thing. The red wigglers really love to eat scraps and live in compost bins. That's like their favorite place. Now, worms eat many of the same things that we like to throw away, like fruit peels and veggie scraps. They even eat coffee grounds and eggshells. Did you know that? Isn't that cool? They turn our trash into treasure. Now, there are a few things that worms should not eat, right? They're not good for them. They might be good for us, but for them, they only like certain things. So you should avoid feeding your worms meat or dairy or oily foods or too much citrus. Like they can have an orange peel here and there, but just not too many, right? So you just want to be careful because we want to make sure that our worms are in really good health so that they can keep composting and feed our vegetables. Now, our worms are like teeny tiny farmers, right? They're our buddies. They help us, and they help plants grow by providing soil with nutrients, right? And they recycle our waste. So, what they leave behind once they process all that is called worm castings. And worm castings is worm poop. Yep, worm castings are worm poop. Even though it sounds funny, it's one of the best fertilizers on planet Earth, and it is super healthy for plants. It's full of nutrition, and it even helps the soil hold water. So, let's talk about inside a worm bin, right? So this is a vermicompost setup. Rory, sorry guys, hang on. Rory has lost his ball, so I must go get it for him. Okay, crisis avoided. We got it. Okay, so back to worms. Sorry, Wiggles. Okay, so a worm bin is like a cozy home. It has bedding and food and moisture to keep worms happy. Okay, and see how it's layered? It's kind of like a lasagna. Yep, just like your bed or something. You know, it's like if somebody tucked you in and they've got a bed and a mattress, and then they've got sheets, and then you have a top sheet, and then you have a comforter, and then you have your grown-up giving you a snuggle. That's all those layers. It's just like that for worms. Right, Wiggles? Yeah, he agrees. Okay, and that helps keep our worms happy. Now, worms are part of a cycle, and this is called the worm cycle. They take scraps, they eat the scraps, they turn them into castings. The castings go in the soil, and the soil helps the plants grow. And it just keeps going because then the worms eat the plant leftovers. So, one thing that vermicomposting really helps us with is keeping food out of landfills and helping the earth stay healthy. It helps us reduce waste, it helps us protect the environment, and it even helps us grow our healthy food. So if you want to try this at home, you can. You just go to the store or you might even just have a little bin laying around at home. You should ask your grown-ups and see if you have a little box, some sort of a plastic box. You just have to poke a few holes and then add bedding. Okay, so you can go rewind the video to where we have the vermicompost layers. You just add some layers for bedding because you want them to be snugly warm. And then you have to just add some worms, which you can get at most often you can get them at your local fishing shop or feed store. You can usually find some red wigglers. And you give them that. And then what's cool is, you know how you have leftovers a lot of times when you come home from school with your lunch? And you'll have like an apple core, or you'll have, a little, maybe some potato peels or something. You can feed the worms your scraps, and then that feeds the worms. So the healthier you eat, the better your worms will eat. And then all you have to do is keep it moist. So you just have to spray some water in there once in a while. And that's all you have to do. And you'll have some very happy friends for Wiggles. So remember, worms may be small, but they do big work for our farms and our planet. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you have a great day, guys. Bye!